Hi everyone. I was just sitting down to enjoy some mooncake and some tea, and I had an idea for a video, so I thought I'd record. I'll show you what I'm eating. I have some mooncake here, and some tea. Mooncake is something I fell in love with many years ago. I was fortunate enough to go on a study tour as part of my university studies, and I went to Nanchang University with some other students for 2 weeks. That just happened to be right on top of the Mid-Autumn Festival, or the Moon Festival as it is sometimes known. And I got to try mooncake for the first time. I had never heard of it, and it was so tasty, and I've quite fallen in love with it. It's really interesting. It's lotus seed paste with salted egg yolks in it, and it's a taste combination that you don't often find in Western cuisine. But I really love it, and it goes excellent with tea, which is always a plus in my book. But what I thought I'd talk to y'all about today is intelligence, and what IQ and intelligence really means. I have a bit of a unique perspective on intelligence due to how I grew up. My mother and my father are both members of an international organization named Mensa. They originally met because of Mensa. They wouldn't have met otherwise. In Mensa, California. That's where they lived at the time. And I am also myself a member of Mensa. I actually only joined a couple years ago, but I've been Mensa qualified, as we say, basically my entire life. I was a weird kid, and as part of the mental health stuff, they did do an intelligence test, and I passed. Turns out I have intelligence. But in order to get into Mensa, you need to have an IQ that's in the upper top 2 percentile of the population. The 2 highest percent as opposed to the 2 lowest percent, which is a different club. You can do there's so many different IQ tests out there, but whatever it is that you sit, you need to be in the upper 2 percentile. And that's pretty much the only requirement as far as I'm aware. And I grew up in that club. Even though I only joined a couple years ago, my mom is a member, my dad's a member, and growing up, all of the community and social events that I went to, all of the, cookouts or block parties or whatever, those were all Mensa events, and all my honorary aunts and uncles were Mensans themselves. So I really grew up in that community. They're my people. And it was really cool. Growing up, if I had questions about space stuff, I went through a space phase like a lot of kids. My mom would say, "Oh, that's a really good question. I'll go on CompuServe." CompuServe is what we had before the internet. I'll go on CompuServe and I'll ask one of my buddies from JPL or from NASA. If I had math questions, good question, I'll go on CompuServe and I'll ask someone who's like a math professor at Harvard or something like that. And so I got to know all these people that were very successful and had very fulfilling careers because they were highly intelligent. But I also got to know a lot of people who were very unsuccessful in life or deeply unhappy because they were highly intelligent. A lot of people seem to think of Mensa as something to brag about, and I really don't. Partially because it's my mom and dad's thing, right? I mean, nothing your mom and your dad do is ever cool. You think Robert Downey Jr.'s kids think he's cool? He got to be freaking Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes. And I'm sure to them he's probably really dorky and uncool. Parents, what you gonna do? But it's not, IQ isn't a coolness score. A lot of the people in Mensa are deeply nerdy, uncool people, first of all, and we're just not better. I don't know how else to put it. We're not better than anyone else. What makes someone better or worse is separate from IQ. Not that I go in much for ranking people anyway. But if you're going to rank people, don't choose IQ. But it's more like, and this is based on my own personal experience, your mileage may vary, and this isn't based on like academic research or anything, but as far as I can tell, what IQ actually is more like voltage. I don't know if you've ever tried to charge a tablet or a laptop off of one of those little portable batteries that's designed for your phone. But spoiler alert, it doesn't work because the tablet, or especially the laptop, need to draw power at a much higher rate than your phone does. You'd think, oh, well, it's electricity, right? No, it draws at a different rate. And, similarly, if you have a device that takes AAA batteries, you can't just put D cells in there. And not just because of the shape of the little well it goes into. You need different power levels for different things. Well, what IQ is, and what being smart is it's like thought energy or thought power that courses through your brain. And a highly intelligent person, a smart person, it runs at a much faster and more dense rate. So, high IQ people tend to pick up things more easily. If you're explaining something to them, they'll pick it up pretty quickly and they'll be like, oh yeah, cool, I get it. I don't need the full explanation. I'm already there. Or, if you're learning something, you can read all the information and, see it a lot better, and you're more likely to take less tries to accomplish something. Or maybe it'll help you read more fast. It won't always help you with your grammar. Faster. I read pretty fast. I timed myself once, and I think it took me about 3.5 hours to read the biggest Harry Potter book, the longest one. If that metric means anything to anybody. So that's what it is, but speed isn't necessarily everything. There are times where you don't want to be fast. If you're gonna go do grocery errands in your car, a car is gonna work a lot better for that than a space rocket. And the space rocket's gonna go too fast, and you're gonna have trouble stopping it in time and not blowing right past the grocery store and ending up, 3 towns over. Similarly, because I'm highly intelligent, because anyone's highly intelligent, it takes a lot more input to keep your brain satisfied and not get frustrated and bored. So there's a lot of simple, mundane tasks that tend to be a lot harder for intelligent people. I know a lot of people with ADHD, for example, struggle with brushing their teeth. Not, because they don't get the benefits of good dental hygiene, and they can do the motion without too much trouble, but it means standing there for 2 minutes or more. I think you're supposed to do it for 2 minutes. That's what my electric toothbrush does. Standing there for 2 minutes, doing absolutely nothing. You're not taking in any information. You're not doing anything with your brain. You're just sitting there and going for 2 minutes straight. And it is so hard for a lot of people to ratchet their brain back down, drop into a lower gear, and do that. And I don't have trouble brushing my teeth, but because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, there's these different exercises and stretches that I'm supposed to do each day, and I struggle to accomplish that simply because it means taking several minutes to do nothing but very slight body movements. So, having a fast current isn't always necessarily a good thing. There are drawbacks to that as well. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a ramble, but I guess my point is, I don't get why a lot of people treat smarts like the be-all and end-all of success. It doesn't necessarily make you more successful. It certainly doesn't make you happier. And it doesn't make you more talented. Some things, yes, will come a little easier to you, but there are some things that will come harder to you.